Well, if you're keeping your ear to the ground, you no doubt know that Titanfall 2 has just been released, the sequel to Titanfall, developed by Respawn Entertainment for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And of course, if you kept your ear to the ground for anything that actually means a damn, you'd also know that Sergeant Mark IV has just released Brutal Doom 64. A mod for Doom that is a remake of the original Nintendo 64 game, Doom 64. And the fans have been waiting for it eagerly more than a friend-zoned guy with one-itis waits for a reply text from a girl who doesn't even know he exists. But let's just get this out of the way first up. Yes, the mod is great and it's worth playing. In fact, pause the video and start downloading it now, so that it's going to be ready to play by the time this review is over. But there are a few problems with the mod that do pop up, which mar what is otherwise a pretty solid shooting experience. So really, prior to this mod, there was a few ways to play Doom 64. Either you owned it on the Nintendo 64, you emulated it, or you're able to get your hands on Doom 64 EX, which was a high quality source port of the original game, along the same vein as something like GZDoom. Doom 64 really kept in line with the theme and tone of the original game, but it had a much thicker horror atmosphere, undeniably beating Doom in that department hands down. Brutal Doom 64 makes a few modifications to the engine, despite being largely just a copy and paste of the maps from the original game, and as a result, it truly is just hands down gorgeous at times. It might just be basic sprites with simple coloured lighting and very basic in the way it's been thrown together, but it doesn't stop it from often looking amazing. The soundtrack has to be one of the best for the platform, if not one of the best for horror gaming in general, and the original game had a much greater focus on atmospheric lighting and really creating this much more spooky environment for you to kill demons. Moving down a dimly lit metal corridor, fighting imps with glowing eyes is a pretty stark contrast to Doom's decidedly metal tone. But I'll just stop right here though and say I'm not going to talk all that much more about Doom 64 in any great detail. You can go and watch my Doom 64 EX review, which will tell you all you need to know about the base game anyway. I'm assuming if you're playing Brutal Doom 64, you probably know about the original game as it is. This video is going to be more talking about the changes I noticed in the mod itself and how I kind of felt about them. So the first thing you'll notice after the kick-ass theme tune composed by Andrew Holsholt is the sort of prologue level which happens before the first map. This is a pretty cool new addition where you're fighting your way into the base against Mancubus, Cyber Demons and Arachnotrons. After this though, the game switches gears and returns to the levels from the original game with a few incidental changes in certain maps here and there. It is nice to see the original 64 maps make a return, but I do kind of wish they remade them similar to the Brutal Doom starter pack. All of the enemies from Doom 64 make a return. You've got the reskinned zombie marines, the imps, the cacodemons and so forth. Previously omitted enemies like the Revenants and Heavy Chain Gunners have now been reintroduced into Brutal Doom 64 with mixed results. I say mixed results mostly in regards to the Revenants, firstly because their sprite work is pretty shoddy. I mean, it's quite literally Chernobog from Blood with rockets on his shoulders. And also because it feels like their rockets move slower than they should, making it much trickier to avoid them. The Nightmare Imps and Spectre Demons are literally invisible now when they're not attacking you, and something about the way they're able to attack you just feels a little bit off. Like they're able to attack you sooner than they should, if that makes sense. Considering the Nightmare Imp's fireballs are already twice the speed of a regular imp in vanilla Doom 64, you can see how this becomes an issue. I figured this was a bit of a deliberate design choice to make the game more difficult, but initially it just felt really cheap. But maybe I'll get better at it the more I deal with them. Being a game with the brutal moniker, you know exactly what to expect, and everything in the game has been dialed up to 11. So fire a shotgun at something at point blank range and you can expect it to just explode in a shower of blood and body parts. Weapons are louder and more impactful, and the difficulty is somewhat ramped up, with enemies moving and firing faster. Ultra Violence, a difficulty setting that is usually a pretty comfortable experience for even the most casual of Doom players, is now a genuinely challenging setting. And holy shit is this game hard at times. Enemy projectiles do much more damage, and you really have to monitor your health and ammo supply and make sure you don't get your ass kicked too much in combat. But the whole thing is like the Super Soldier Serum in Captain America. You know where they say it basically amplifies all the good in something, but it's also going to amplify all the bad things as well. So the violence and gunplay has improved immensely, and I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing an imp jib from a point-blank range blast from my double-barreled shotgun. But it also backfires in a couple of ways as well. I mean, faster enemy attack speed is problematic for enemies like the Lost Souls, who can charge into you without any noticeable cooldown in between attacks. On the subject of lost souls, pain elementals are now able to spawn them in almost faster than you're able to kill them. Now these pricks were annoying enough as is, but being able to spawn in lost souls faster than you can reload your shotgun makes for some annoying design. There's also such an abundance of Hell Knights and Barons of Hell. I mean, I'd say you encounter them more than you encounter Imps and Pinky Demons. Maybe this was the case originally, but I really don't remember there being this many of them in the original game. As a result of the whole thing, the changes mean that whilst the good moments and maps become better, the sloppier and poorly designed maps become often frustrating and tedious. And it kind of harks back to what I said with my Brutal Half-Life review, where I mentioned that you can't just put Brutal at the start of something and expect it to have the same effect, and this mod is often a testament to that. I mean, what's next? Brutal Dear Esther? Brutal Amnesia the Dark Descent? Brutal Gone Home? Did I mention that the BFG now causes splash damage? Yeah, you know that weapon literally designed for clearing out a room? Well, don't go firing that thing unless you got a lot of breathing space. Now look, obviously these problems are largely superficial, I will admit, but I mean, I noticed them, which makes it an issue. The dilemma I face here is a lot of people who like Brutal Doom really like it, like they really fucking like it, and will rip your goddamn head off if you say anything bad about it. Go to the ModDB page for Brutal Doom 64 and check out the 10 out of 10 scores given out mere minutes after the mod was even released. Now I don't want to give off the vibe that this isn't a good mod, that couldn't be further from the truth, but rest assured the problems I mentioned I think are objectively bad, and ultimately they kind of let the mod down a fair bit. Is Brutal Doom 64 a good mod though? Yes, I'd say it is. Is it as groundbreaking as the original Brutal Doom was? Well, I'd say no, but that's kind of to be expected. I will also say it's kind of sad in a sense that it's probably one of the best FPS games released for the entire year, and it's a mod made mostly by one person. All things considered, this is one of the better FPS games you're likely to play in 2016, and it's really one of the few released in recent memory that is actually a genuine FPS game, not a sheep in wolf's clothing, if that makes sense. But let me make it clear, Sonny Jim, lightning has not struck twice, though it does do everything you'd expect from a mod with Brutal in its title. When it works damn well, and that's all you really need to know. If you want to rip and tear, then there are worse ways to go about it.